15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Is that Shakespeare?
Nope, it's Geico.
Yeah, that's Shakespeare from one of his unpublished works. Oh, it be not for awakening. Nay, giveth thou the berries. For 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Nope, it's from Geico, because they help save people money.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but Geico got it from Shakespeare.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Hello, everybody. It's me again. And I'm just basically not really wanting to do a huge podcast, although you know how I like to go on and on and on. By the way, the politics and the post-pandemic era thing I've been talking about, I talked about last week. It may be tomorrow, it may be Thursday one. I'm not sure yet. Depends on how my work schedule is. As far as I know right now, I'm off tomorrow and Thursday. So there is that. I hate winter. Winter sucks. That used to not be the case. But then I got old. Then my joints and bones decided they didn't like winter anymore, so winter sucks. Here's why. This past Saturday, we had a relatively minor snow event, 2, 3, depends on where you were, 4 inches. It came on Saturday night. I was at work. Fortunately, I couldn't make it back home, so I had to stay over at work until Saturday morning, or I should say Sunday morning. Yeah, that's right, Sunday morning. And so I slept through the Liverpool-Manchester United match, which was probably a good thing because my boys got killed 4-1. Yeah, we're not doing too well because of injuries and all that sucks. But the main reason I hate winter is the fact that, I don't like icy weather because the power may go out. We've got a potential ice storm brewing Monday and Tuesday of next week, which really sucks because I got to work both those days. It's one of those things that really bugs me because it's like, you never know. I mean, around this area, we never know if or when we're going to get snow. If you go up north, they know they're going to get snow. They don't know how much. They don't exactly know when, but they know that they're going to get some snow during the year. Down here where I'm at, we live in this thing called a thermal valley. And what that means is basically it traps warm air in the valley. So it literally can snow all the way around us and not do anything here. It's done that on more than one occasion. Especially when I was a school kid, 30-some-odd years ago. What really bugged me about snow was the blizzard of '88. I had warned my mom, God rest her soul, the night before, or the day before, that she should go to the grocery store because the store, according to what I had heard, which was current, it was the Weather Channel, that the storm was going to hit, if I remember correctly, Wednesday night. Okay? She had heard a report earlier in the day that said it was supposed to start on Thursday morning. And she thought she had time to go to the grocery store in the morning and get some stuff. Now, my mom was a reasonably intelligent person. She wasn't a genius or anything like that, but she wasn't an idiot. So she usually listened when it came to weather, because once upon a time I wanted to be a weather person and do all the meteorological stuff, if I can say the damn thing. Anyhow, she didn't listen to me. Guess what happened Thursday morning? We woke up. A foot of snow on the ground. and we don't have that many groceries. So guess who had to go get stuff? Yeah, me. All I can say is thank God I'd found some work boot, kind of waterproof work boots that came up to almost to my knees back then. This was a lucky thing. It was almost as if God had forecast this to me. John, you need to pick up these boots in Family Dollar of all places that for some strange reason fit my feet perfectly back then. And I was able to plop through the wintry weather using 2 old golf clubs that I didn't use anymore as poles to support myself in case I fell. And for the record, I did not fall, even though it meant going up and down hills in very slick conditions. So yeah, it was, I had to do that 3 or 4 times. I think it was 4 times I did that. A mile plus each way. It was not fun. Needless to say, I was not too pleased with my mom for not listening to her son, who has some brains. Back then I did and still do, for the most part. So yeah, it was one of those things that turned me off to snow pretty much, because the year before, in '87, we'd had both the big storm on New Year's Eve that knocked the power out the next day, which sucked because I missed the bowl games. And then we had the back-to-back storms in, was it late January, early February, I think? I can't remember exactly the time. All I know is we missed a week and a half of school. And it was in '87, which was my sophomore year. So the blizzard of '88 comes along, and that was the last blizzard we had until '93. We had not really that much snow between the 2 big blizzards of '88 and '93. '93, of course, was a really big one. And that happened. This time my mom listened to me. She got groceries ahead of time. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool her once, shame on you. Fool her twice, shame on her. Well, she didn't get fooled twice. All right. She listened this time. Well, the weekend before, I'd been in Myrtle Beach for a convention for my community college. I was on the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. It was Carolina Regional Convention. Really nice and sunny the first weekend of March in 1993. And then the next weekend, yeah, a foot of snow on Saturday morning. And I was working at Rose's stores at the time. And my boss, or the assistant manager of Rose's, calls and says, you need to get in here. And this guy was a jerk. I didn't like him too much. And I told him, well, I can't make it because where I lived at the time was in between 2 very big hills. One that sloped down from the street I was on and had a very sharp left turn, which was, I would say the angle of that hill was 45 degrees, if not steeper. And on the other side, we turned up a sharp grade, which was about 45 some odd degrees. So pretty much there was what I would consider the Bermuda Triangle, because where I lived at was a street that intersected on another street, and that one street went up, straight up a hill. So, yeah. The street I lived on, for the most part, was flat until you got to the top. And there's a small hill at the end of the street until you went down that hill, and it became a very sharp hill. The other way around was very sharp, you know. Not fun to bike it, trust me, coming up the hill. Going down was very nerve-wracking, too, because you had that sudden left turn that you had to do. Why they just didn't have a connect a street straight across is beyond me, because that thing, of course, you would bottom out in a car. And I've heard many a car bottom out at the bottom of that hill. But anyhow, I told my boss, unless you can come get me yourself, I'm not coming into work. And that was the end of that. Had no issue, because my store manager was like, that's cool. You couldn't make it. Understand. Because they didn't, usually if the storm had snow in the morning, they would have scraped our road by the afternoon or early evening. They hadn't scraped our road until the next day on Sunday. I think it was sometime midday or in the early afternoon. Yeah, that was fun. And Monday when I went back to work, the assistant manager tried to make me feel guilty about it, and I said, I'm not risking my neck for any job. I don't care how much they pay. I only live once in life. And I said, if you want to fire me right now, I'll go home. He didn't. So there's that. And there are times when you have to stand up for yourself like that, and you have to take those kind of stands, because your neck is more important than any job. You only get one life. And unless you are dealing with national security, or you're dealing with something healthcare related, as in emergency care related, as in you're really desperately needed, or a police officer, or a power lineman or something like that, or something something of very vital need. And I'm going to tell you the truth about it. Once upon a time, yeah, I'd be one of those people that would go to work in a snowstorm. That changed 11 years ago during a snowstorm we had here. It wasn't a blizzard, it was basically a few inches of snow. I was working at Walmart at the time, and I was the only person in electronics. Everybody else had pretty much called out. Now, whether or not they had a legitimate reason for calling out, I don't know. But I got to work okay. That day, everybody was in Walmart. It was like Black Friday. And I was the only person in electronics, the wireless department, the cell phone department, and photo lab. Everybody wanted everything right then and there. I literally broke down. I'm not talking about crying. I'm talking about almost had a complete meltdown. I went to the back. I went into the personnel office, and I just had to sit down and take a few moments to compose myself. I literally was about to snap. Now, I've always had a bit of a temper. Not the kind that beats people up or anything like that, but the kind that if you make me mad enough, I will get in your face and yell at you. If you reach that point, and I will tell you off like that. And I can definitely yell real loud, talk real loud. People have told me about that. It's something I've learned to control over the years. The beast rarely comes out anymore. That's why I looked like that security job I had on third shift while I was working at Walmart. I could go to that thing, and if they were shut down, oh my God, I love those things. Let me tell you a little something about, let me take a little track away from that. There were some people I worked in security at the security job that hated shutdowns because nobody was there. I loved it for the very simple reason that if I was mad as hell and I wanted just to yell and get it all out, I did it on a round. I would just let it rip. I wanted to make sure nobody was in there.